Hi, I'm Laura Engel, and you're in the strategy room. All right, Bernie Sanders pulling off an upset victory in Indiana, keeping the race for the Democratic nomination alive for at least another month. Hillary Clinton, though, leading in the delegate count by a wide margin, could face a rocky road ahead as the race moves to states like West Virginia, where polls show that Sanders has a slight edge. Joining me now with analysis are Democratic strategist Joe Lestingi and Republican strategist Amos Snead. Welcome to you both.
Thank you.
We're going to start with Joe. What do you say? Were you surprised by Sanders' win in Indiana?
Yeah, actually it was a bit of a surprise. And in fact, part of this Rust Belt issue that Hillary is dealing with is starting to grow. Now, here's the flip side of that. She's doing the right thing. She's focused on the general election. Bernie Sanders is mathematically eliminated, basically, from winning this nomination. Even if we took superdelegates out, she's still leading by a large margin. All of this is still going her way. She's got to get through the next 3 states, which are going to be brutal for her, I think, and then roll into the final convention with the lead and be the nominee. She needs to focus her attention on Donald Trump now as the presumptive nominee on the Republican side and start telling voters why she's the best choice for president in November.
And Amos, what do you think? Will Sanders notch more wins before we get to the convention, and is it going to make a difference, enough to count at least?
You know, I don't know if it's going to make a difference. I still believe Hillary Clinton will be the Democratic nominee for president. But look, Sanders is not going away. And if you look at some of Sanders' supporters, they're not in the Clinton camp if she's the nominee. I think really what this means for Hillary and her team, now they're fighting a two-front battle, right? They've got to also figure out how to get rid of Bernie Sanders and secure the nomination, unite the party. But now you have Donald Trump on the Republican side, who's pretty much the front runner, and so he's just going to be lobbying attacks at Hillary. So she's fighting a two-front battle right now, which I think will continue to kind of harm her as we get closer and closer to November.
And Joe, you know, how does it really affect Clinton's campaign as she faces a more competitive Donald Trump on the GOP side? I mean, looking down the pike here, what are we talking about?
Yeah, so this is going to require message discipline on her team's part, and she's got a great team around her. They're going to keep her focused. She really needs to ignore the white noise coming from Bernie's camp. She does need to reach out to those voters and let them know, hey, listen, I'm going to be your nominee, and I want to rebuild any bridges that we may have torched through this campaign, and then build that coalition back up again. The truth is I voted for Bernie. I liked Bernie. I liked his message. I thought it was really good. But in the end, Democrats do not have the same rift that Republicans do. So she's got to stay focused on the real signal out here and ignore all the white noise coming from her own party. It sounds counterintuitive, but she's got this thing locked up. So message control is going to be extremely important for her.
And Amos, we started election season talking about a divide among Republicans, but the divide in the Democratic Party too. How big is it?
I mean, the fact that we're still talking about Bernie Sanders this close to the election really just highlights that rift and that divide in the Democratic Party. I mean, if you look at Hillary, what is her message right now? I mean, even to her supporters, she's saying, we're up in the polls. You know, there's no hope and change. There's no believe in me. There's no energy. It's, hey, we're up in the polls. Real Clear Politics has us up. So I think, you know, this really just highlights there's no real unifying message that the Democrats can rally around. And I don't know if she'll ever be able to pull in the Bernie Sanders supporters.
All right, Joe, I'll let you have the last word there.
No. Listen, we saw this rift in 2008, and let me tell you, the rift on our side is a lot smaller than the rift the Republicans got to deal with to get to November. This is always the primary story. How do you bring your party together in unity? The intensity just isn't there on our side like it is on the Republican side. We will all have to mend here. Both parties will have to do this. Hillary's going to have to start focusing on that. And as we roll into the convention, you'll see it go down just like it did in Denver. Bernie Sanders will stand up and give her the delegates she needs to be the official nominee. And then everyone will go home and then fight all the way to November.
All right, Joe, I'm picturing you now with a Feel the Burn T-shirt at the barbecues on weekends. Now that you've revealed.
I love the one with the hair and the glasses. That's my favorite one.
All right, Joe. Amos, thank you so much for being here. For complete coverage on the 2016 election, go to foxnews.com. I'm Laura Engel. Thanks for watching.